He still hasn't fixed it to where it has 1-0. Oh my god, we need him to fix that. But what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Hokies Focus. I'm finally back after months of not doing it during the season, both because I was just very busy actually. Just been getting settled in to my new job as a reporter, so as a TV reporter. So I'm just been very busy, uh, and hopefully I can start doing this again more often, especially once the season starts, because I was working weekends as well, so that wasn't helping. So now that I have weekends off, I'll be able to be able to do this come Saturday night, or probably not Saturday night, but like Sunday afternoon before NFL games start. So I'll be able to do that. So I'll be good to do going forward. Um, but anyway, I'm back. A lot's happened this off season. I'll try and go over it a little bit, especially for the football team. Three big things I want to talk about was the off season with the transfer portal and the recruiting class that's come in. A lot of players from that class now fully enrolled and have already come on campus. Then, of course, the men's and women's basketball team. One's doing a lot better than the other. And I'll give my thoughts on Mike Young as a head coach. So we'll go from there. So first, let me just present my apologies. I will be quick about this. Not video file. What the heck am I? Oh my god, I'm just screwing up. At least my laptop's being fine right now. Usually it was really slow whenever I tried to do this. Which one? Is this one? Yes. Okay. We'll just go through VT transfer portal and kind of stuff like that. Obviously, kind of a small transfer portal coming in, or a group coming in for VT. But they addressed their two biggest needs, which was linebacker with Sam Brumfield coming in from Middle Tennessee State, and then defensive line. Those were the two big ones that they definitely needed to do, especially linebacker. Linebacker is the reason why the run defense was so bad last year, because teams, when they got past the defensive line, which was actually really good, the linebackers were just inexperienced and weren't covering the right holes too often, and so that was a big problem. That's why we got gashed early in the season. So hopefully Brumfield will help, and obviously we'll talk about our best recruit this year. This in 2024 was a linebacker, so that'll be good. And then we got Kelvin Gillum from Oklahoma, and Anise Pebbles coming from Duke. Defensive line help, that'd be fantastic. We lost Payne, and but we'll still have I'm forgetting his name right now, but him and Payne, VT had two players inside the top. I think they were 3 and 4 in PFF's run defense rating for all of college football. So they were fantastic against the run, those two. So that really helped. Payne is the one who caused the fumble on that intro, if you guys were watching just now. So that's going to be a big loss, unfortunately. I think he's just graduating. But being able to get Pebbles and Gillum will definitely help with that. And then Montavious Cunningham coming from Georgia State. Dude's massive. That'll help the offensive line, because that was a problem as well. We couldn't really run the ball very well to start the season, but getting another as the season went on, we were able to run the ball a lot better, especially once Drones got comfortable in the offense. So that'll be good. Looking at the outgoing ones, Chance Black, I kind of remember that being a big deal when he came in. The big three, in my opinion, that we're losing is Derek Canteen, Daquan Lofton. I remember loving Bryce Duke when he came in, and Daquan Wright. Daquan Wright's probably the biggest one we're losing, because he was the starting tight end. But the good thing about it is he only had about 500 yards receiving, no touchdowns, I think. So his production wasn't that much. And we're getting back Gosnell from injury. So that'll definitely help. Daquan Lofton, he was our wide receiver at least at one point he was like 2 or 3 behind Lane. He was probably 3 behind Lane and uh, Daquan Felton. Daquan and Daquan Loft. Those I kept getting these two guys mixed up because the names were so similar, both first and last. But yeah, he was wide receiver 3. Honestly, if Jennings wasn't hurt, he'd be wide receiver 4. So I mean that's kind of a loss. And then Derek Canteen, just a good depth corner. He was really good at times. So he's going to Cincinnati, so that's a tough loss. But BT obviously still has 2 really good corners, so that'll be fantastic to have going forward. So am I sharing this one? I think I'm sharing this one. Am I? Yes, I am. Okay, just got to make sure. Just got to get used to all this. So it's been a while since I've done this. Where is my? Here's the commit. Yeah. So then share this tab instead. Sorry, it just shows how out of practice I am. So yeah. So then here's the incoming class. This will be fantastic to talk about. Gabriel Williams, like I said, 4-star linebacker. He was 15th overall at linebacker in the country, coming out of Laurel, Maryland, pretty close to where I grew up in Maryland. Laurel's about probably 20, 30 minutes from where I grew up. So he's a big dude. He's 6'4", 195. So he definitely can grow into his frame. But he'll probably be I wouldn't be surprised if he's maybe not starting actually, because we got Lawson and Jones, I think, a linebacker. So we'll see. Kellen Adams, I can't wait to see what he can do. He'll be and Chaz Wiggins. These 2 guys will be fun weapons to use. Obviously, the offense and the reason why we're getting some hype for the team as a dark horse in the ACC is because we're bringing back our entire offense pretty much. So that'll be rather interesting to see how the team does. But it'll be fantastic to see these guys get some reps. They probably won't get too much, but VT now has quite a lot of wide receivers. I'd have to go and find, because I get the feeling, if I remember correctly. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, because we got Jennings, Daquan Felton, Jalen Lane, Stephen Gosnell. So he's hurt right now, but he'll be wide receiver 4 more than likely. He's hurt, but he'll miss the spring. We got Tucker Holloway. We got Aiden Green, Xavier Turner Bradshaw, who had that long touchdown run against NC State, which definitely I feel like they should have. They definitely need to use him. He was so fast on that, especially on that run, that they definitely need to use him as a gadget wide receiver screen or wide receiver screens, wide receiver jet sweeps. That's how he scored on that. So yeah, Adams and Wiggins at least coming in will be bottom of the depth chart. There'll be 9 and 10 because that's how many 10 we have 10 wide receivers now. But once Jennings, Felton, and Lane are gone, I think Gosnell, all 4 of those guys will be gone after this year. So it'll be a lot different. But Adams and Wiggins could definitely be starters come next 2025. So definitely be good to see. Tucker Holloway, still our punt returner, kick returner. So that'd be good to have. But yeah. Jared Johnson, he was a big get for us as an edge rusher. And Tyler Mason, I remember being excited to get this guy. He was, I remember his numbers were ridiculous, if I remember correctly. And then Quinn Reddish, I actually made a post about how on this is 24/7, but on Rivals, I believe. I think it was Rivals. He's actually a 4-star for them. So he got bumped from a 3 to a 4, and I made a post and it got like 300 likes on my personal Twitter, and he liked it. So that was good. And then Kamari Copeland, I remember I think I saw a video of him coming in, and he was squatting over 600 pounds during the offseason just now. They just saw that. And then here's some letters of intent. Yep. There's David Belfort. Belfort's gonna, he's not gonna play right away. Obviously, it's kind of exciting to see. He's a little smaller quarterback, so we'll have to see. But that's still kind of cool. Then obviously his dad will kick the ass out of any any head coach that beats us probably. So it's exciting. There's a lot of good hype um, around VT. Definitely want to temper expectations. We got a while to go before we'll do any predictions about schedule and so on and so forth. That's not going to be until come late July, early August. So we got months to go before we get to that for my team, for VT, for any of the other teams, because we'll be doing that with the rest of the guys on the full main channel or the full main stream. So um, we'll get to that. And then obviously the other big thing is, but the big thing for VT right now is Fahim Delaney. Right now, unfortunately, he's being projected to Ohio State, which sucks to see. But it looks like, yeah, they think VT is not really on his radar, even though we have his older brother Mansour as our starting corner, who I think with a really good season could probably be a second or first or second round pick. Kind of continue the VT first round pick tradition of corner. Same thing with Dorian Strong. I think both of them could be first round picks if they are really, really strong and good, have really good seasons this year. Obviously, getting him at safety, Delaney would be massive. 24/7 only has him a 4-star. Interesting. I think Rivals and like On 3 have him as 5 stars. So that's interesting. Which is yeah, that's interesting. Obviously, they have him to Ohio State. Obviously, as a VT fan, we would hope that his brother would be able to convince him to come here. But he does have his official visit. He does have an official visit coming this year. So his official visit will be June 21st through the 23rd. So during the off season, during the summer workout. So we'll get to see that. That'll be exciting to see. He keeps getting, new commitment or not new commits, new offers from other teams. Like he just got one from Nebraska today. Obviously, he's getting a ton of offers. So we'll see. But he looks good in orange and maroon. I gotta say that looks really good. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes. And it's just that'll be huge to be able to get him for the 2025 class because what were we? We were like 50th overall, 52 overall. Our 2024, we were 52 overall. Our composite, I guess, is 46. I mean, it's a little bit better. Only had one 4-star, and that was Gabriel Williams. So recruiting still got a ways to go, but it'll hopefully we'll figure it out, and we'll get to it. But the other thing I wanted to talk about was men's and women's basketball real quick. Women's basketball unfortunately lost to Virginia. Was it yesterday? It was either yesterday or the day before. I think it was over the weekend. Might have been Saturday night. I can't remember. But unfortunately, the big news is that Elizabeth Kitley hurt her knee. I remember seeing them play very briefly, going up for a rebound. I think her knee just buckled in a just really unfortunate way, and she, you could see the bruise. It was very bad on her knee. So yeah, let me see. I got the game right here. So there'll still be a 4, and maybe not a top overall 4 seed, or not the 4 seed. What's up, Nick? It's been a bit, man. I gotta figure out the number or the code. It looks weird having it being orange like that. That's also the wrong orange. Gotta find the proper maroon, but I couldn't find it earlier for that for that. It's very hard to find. No, that's not it. That's just too pink. That's too purpley. Nah, that's just straight red now. I don't know. It's very weird. I gotta find it. Okay, that's a better orange. That's matching pretty good. Shit looks pretty much identical. It might be slightly darker, but at least it doesn't look like it's Tennessee. But how you doing? How you doing, Nick Saban Jr.? How are you enjoying your retirement, man? I'm sure you're enjoying retirement very well, right? Uh, so yeah, women's basketball. They are now 23-6. They were number 4 in the country, or 5 in the country, excuse me. So, um, here, let me share my screen real quick. And I've lost everybody. No. I hate it when it does that. When it says it's lost it. I to a very mid Virginia team. Obviously, I'll fully admit I wasn't watching the game too much because I didn't even know the game had started until I saw that it was close. Yeah, Georgia Amore though she had 39 points. Kidley had 20, but she missed. I want to say the last like 6-7 minutes of the game, which was tough. Um, they're number 5. Obviously, they'll drop a little bit, but I think they're gonna be a 2. They'll be a hot. They'll be like either a 2 or the top 3. There will be a 2 seed or the top 3 seed. Come unless depending on how the ACC tournament goes. But they're the regular season champs. It's the first time for Virginia Tech in women's program history that they're regular season champions. Oh, so now they're number 11. So I guess it's already adjusted to number 11. Um, so yeah, so that's fantastic to see. And obviously, so they get the bye, the 2-time bye, or the two game bye, excuse me. Um, So that'd be great to see. But yeah, as you can see, that was only the second time all season that they lost back to back. They lost to Florida State and then at Duke, both back to back road games, and then they lost at Notre Dame and then at Virginia. So both back to back games they lost, unfortunately. So it sucks to see for them, but here's hoping that they do very well. Um, Unfortunately, the men's team has not been doing so well. I'll fully admit I've not been watching the game too much, but unfortunately, honestly, the ACC, ever since they got to the ACC portion of their schedule, they've not been particularly good. They are 8-10, um, and have lost to games. And have lost games to teams below them, including Virginia. No, sorry, not Virginia. Miami, Boston College. No, did they lose to Boston College? Nope, sorry. They lost to Notre Dame and Miami. Lost to Miami twice, and Miami and Notre Dame are both below them. Oh my God, Miami's 6-12. See those two. That's massive. They're 16-13 at this rate. They're not even on the bubble. They would have to win the ACC tournament more than likely. Not even more than likely. They would have to win the ACC tournament to get the automatic qualifier to make it. Unless, well, actually, no, they have 2 more games. So 18-13, get to 10-10. Maybe if they win 2 or 3 games, if they get to the quarterfinal, maybe the semifinals, maybe. But I don't think they're going to make it. It's just unfortunate, as you can see, losing 4 or 5 to start the majority of their ACC schedule did not help. And then losing 3 straight to really bad teams other than Duke, which they had a chance. That was at home. They looked like they had a chance at one point. But losing at Miami and at Notre Dame, both very bad teams below them in those standings, didn't help. That's 4 losses. That's 4 losses that they, if they hadn't lost to Miami again, that would have changed the course of the season for them, I think. And then even losing to Florida State, twice? No, they beat Florida State once. They lost to them once, but Florida State's only just barely above them and actually has a worse overall record. It's weird. The ACC just doesn't feel that good. Maybe Clemson will make it, maybe Pittsburgh, but other than that, other than Duke, North Carolina, and Virginia, they've seemed like those are the only locks in the ACC. But yeah, it sucks. And that's the other thing I wanted to talk about was Mike Young as the head coach in general. Team win loss record. So Michael Young. So he has won So 16-16 his first year, perfectly fine first year coming in. 15-7 was looking really good, and then obviously that was cut short with the ACC with the COVID. I think they probably would have made the what the hell is going on with this? Why is it what's going on? It's like freaking out. What is going on? Okay, now I'm suddenly at the top. Okay. So yeah, 15-7 probably was going to make the ACC or not the ACC, the NCAA tournament with a record that good. And then obviously they won the conference tournament in 2021 with a record of 23-13. But then they are 19-15 and then 16-13. So he's gone down each of those years. Has had no better than 24, not even 24 wins in a season with Virginia Tech so far. He's been a decent recruiter. He has a 4-star recruit. I think his name is Ryan Jones. That's committed. He's a top 75 it's something Jones. He's a top 75 prospect or recruit in the entire country. That's committed to Virginia Tech for next year. So that's good. But as you can see overall for Virginia Tech, 89-64, just kind of barely above average, slightly above average, and it's just like they just haven't been able to take that step, and it's to where you would think they could, especially after 2021 where they won the tournament. And I don't know how much longer he's going to have. I think if he doesn't make the tournament this year, I think he maybe gets another year or two, I would think. But Whit Babcock has also shown that he's stubborn and unwilling to make change very quickly, especially after reading that. Obviously, reading that article that ESPN wrote about Virginia Tech football, the Virginia Tech football program before this past season. That was a difficult read. I did an episode about for this as well. So, I mean, I've already been seeing other articles, people saying, we need to talk about, Mike Young, whether he actually can kind of get the Hokies over the top. He's good enough. He's a good enough coach, good enough recruiter to probably get them to the tournament on a regular basis. Now, obviously, VT is not a team that, it's not like Duke where you would think, they have to be a ACC or a national championship contender every year, right? But you would hope that, especially after he won the tournament in 2021, that he'd be able to keep that up and at least have them as perennial challengers for even just the ACC, whether it's the regular season or the tournament. So, I don't know what they're going to do, how much longer he's going to last, but it'll be interesting to see. And so I'm just going to stop this because I don't have much else to say. This is just kind of a shorter episode. Obviously, come next week, let's say the 4th. So yeah, come sometime next week, maybe this weekend, I'll have more on the men's basketball and women's basketball because the ACC tournament was starting soon. Excuse me. So, we'll hear more from that. As for football, and then maybe I'll talk about baseball as well. Other than football, other than that, football really doesn't have any big news because obviously you're not going to have any transfer news or commitment news anytime soon. So it'd be interesting to see what comes next. But that's pretty much it that I have to say. A lot of talking, obviously. At least Nick was here for a brief second. But I'm glad you were here, Nick. I'll be back again probably either next week or the week after that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if these are supposed to be every week or not. I got to talk to Ryan about that. But until then, guys, be sure to watch the Weeks Ago podcast. We'll be doing it every other week. I know that's guaranteed during the off season, at least for now. As we get closer and closer to the season, we'll probably go back to the week schedule or the weekly schedule. So we'll go from there. But that won't be for a while. So be sure to tune into that. Be sure to tune into more of this. Hopefully we can get the numbers back that I was doing with this when I first was doing this. I think the first ever episode I ever did of Hokies Focus back when I was living in West Virginia before or during the 2022 football season. That got like 300, 400, 500 views. So hopefully I can get right back to that. Probably not, but once I get rolling and do it more regularly, we'll see. I know there's a lot of VT fans on YouTube, so I'm sure they're dying to get some more information and some more news about their favorite team. Um, so, and I apologize, I don't have the Michael Vick jersey behind me. Uh, I may or may not sit at my desk. Currently, I'm actually sitting in my bed because my laptop sucks, and if I unplug it for more than a minute, it will quite literally, die and restart itself. So I'm like afraid to unplug the computer and even just move it to my desk, which is right over there, for fear that my laptop will turn off. So it's a combination of that and also slight laziness that I'm currently sitting on my bed with nothing behind me. But yep, you'll get used to this if you watch the normal channel. You see I have this, but I'm just meandering at this point. Just don't want to wrap it up. But be sure to tune in to the regular show, guys. Can't wait to see how this grows. Hopefully, I get more people to come in and be chatting and talking with me. Can't wait to do this. So until then, guys, hope you have a great rest of your day. And let's go Hope.